So before we start all of the festivities today, I did want to take a few minutes to express some gratitude to some people who have really helped make this event possible. We'll start with Mr. Howell. As you guys know, he's in his second year here at the department. And as he's gotten more comfortable here, he started to take a lot of ownership over these special events. So today has a lot of his footprint on it because he really put in a lot of the legwork and a lot of the organization and the logistics to make it happen. So Tom, thank you for all your work. Secondly, our athletic secretary, who many of you have probably interacted when you come up to get your letters and pins and all your different stuff, Jen Carroll. She's currently holding down the fort over in our office. She is kind of the glue that holds the athletic department together, if you guys didn't know that. So anytime you pass by and can give her a nod of appreciation, please do. But we're very thankful for all of her hard work throughout the school year. And lastly, as it relates to today, Brandon, Donna, and our people from Mets that put together this lunch that we're about to indulge in, they did a tremendous job, and certainly I'm not capable of cooking anything to that degree. So hopefully it's delicious, but really thankful that they were willing. This is the busiest time of year for them, as most people know, so we're really thankful they were willing to squeeze us into their calendar. Little bit of history about this event. As you can see on the front of your program, this is our 16th year hosting our college-bound student-athlete reception. It was started by Amy Schuneman, who was the AD many years ago. It was continued by Mr. Sloan, who most of you know as he still works in the district. And Tom and I are really honored to carry this on for you guys and to put this out here. In a couple of weeks, you're going to be culminating your time here at Bethel, and it's going to be your graduation. And while that's a tremendous event and awesome for you guys, you know, that really is on the administrative, the academic side of things. Today, what makes this event so special is that this is like your athletic graduation. And certainly our baseball team is still active. We're going to see if we can pull off another state title here in a couple of weeks. But for today, this is one of our favorite days of the year because we get to see you guys end your athletic careers, really celebrate and recognize you, and it's a really special day for us, and hopefully a really special day for you, as I said before. One of the things last year that we spoke to the students about and I thought was really relevant, we looked up some statistics leading up to this event. So I'm going to share them again at the risk of being repetitive, but you haven't heard them, so it'll be the first time for you guys. Annually, it's estimated that there are 7.2 million students who participate in athletics, high school athletics. 7.2 million, okay? Out of that, only 7% move on to compete at the collegiate level, less than 2% make it to the Division I level, and less than 1% get athletic aid of some variety. Less than 1% out of 7.2 million. And most of you sitting here are getting some form of athletic aid, right? You are all above average. We are above the national average as far as that is concerned. And as Dr. Walsh says all the time, our mission as a district is to be best in class, and this is just another testament that we are striving and getting closer and closer to that. So really you should give yourselves a round of applause because it's very commendable. Last year we had 29 athletes that participated in this event. This year we have 32. So albeit a small increase, it's still an increase, and we're really excited that that number is continuing to go up. Lastly, and before we get started, we have a couple of additional guests here. As you guys probably know, you've seen them at many of your senior recognition events. Our superintendent, Dr. Walsh, is here. Our director of communication and public relations, Mr. Cromie, the photo guy, he's here. He'll be probably in your face taking all sorts of photos of you, so make sure you smile pretty. Though he couldn't be here right now, he might come later. Mr. John Lorenzi is our athletic liaison in the counseling department. I know that over the years, many of you probably have stopped to meet with him and talk about the Eligibility Center. His behind-the-scenes work for athletics is invaluable, so we're really thankful to him, although he couldn't be here. And last, but certainly not least, Mr. Villani really wanted to be here today. You know that he's usually loud and always likes to talk and get you guys going. He sends his best and wishes that he could participate today, but in his place, we are going to have our assistant principal, who I'm going to introduce now. Mrs. Hipkins is going to come up and she's going to say a few words for you.
As a soccer player, however, my high school lacked a girls' soccer team. When we asked to start one, we were told we could try out for the boys' team if we wanted to play. Opportunities for girls to participate in athletics were limited, and if we wanted to play, we had to fight for our place, often in spaces not originally meant for us. That's why I'm proud to share that next year, girls flag football will officially become a WPIAL sport, and I'm incredibly fortunate to be coaching that team, built with a strong foundation from Mrs. Grimm and Mr. Howe, and players like Kiera, Alyssa, and Shayla. It's just one example of how opportunity continues to grow, and it's a reminder that progress in athletics, just like in life, is built by those who dare to push forward. And that's exactly what each of you has done. To our college-bound athletes, what you've achieved is remarkable. It didn't happen overnight. It took grit, the kind that shows up before sunrise, that works through fatigue, that refuses to settle. It took passion, the fuel that drove you through demanding practices, tough losses, and unforgettable wins. And it took love, a true, unshakable love for your sport. That love is what kept you going when it got hard, and it's what will carry you even further at the collegiate level and echo long after you hang up your cleats. Here at Bethel Park High School, you've created more than memories. You've created a legacy. You set the bar higher for those who come after you. You made our halls, our fields, courts, mats, pools, and our community proud. You've shown us what it means to lead with heart, compete with class, and wear the black and orange with honor. As you fly off to new campuses, new teams, and new challenges, remember this: you will be forever a Blackhawk. I promise you that all the rough edges of being a student athlete will smooth over time, and what will remain are the memories that shine. Singing on the bus after a big win, laughing through team dinners, the inside jokes that no one else gets, and the friendships that feel more like family. Congratulations, thank you, and best of luck. We'll be cheering you on as you push yourselves, your teams, and your sports forward.
All right. Thank you, Mrs. Hipkins. I figure this will go a lot smoother if we start by getting everyone fed first. So we are going to jump into lunch next. As we prepare to share the meal together, I think it's important for us all to take a moment to reflect on the many blessings that brought us here. This reception is more than a celebration of athletic accomplishment. It's a tribute, like Mrs. Hipkins said, to your character, your discipline, your teamwork, and your growth over the last 4 years. Before we begin lunch, brief invocation to center our hearts in gratitude. If you guys would all bow your heads. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day and for the opportunity to gather in celebration of these young men and women and the paths they are about to embark on. We are grateful for the talents you have given them, the strength they have developed, and the community that has supported them. We give thanks to the families, coaches, teachers, and mentors who have guided them with love and wisdom. May this meal nourish our bodies, just as the moment nourishes our spirits with pride and hope. Bless the food we are about to share, those who prepared it, and the fellowship we enjoy around these tables. In your name we pray. Amen. So first, because time is of the essence, we are going to let Pat Zender start things off. I figure if I let him speak first, then he'll be the first one done, which is a win. So, Pat, stage is yours. Talk about our baseball players.
Says that like I talk long. These guys have no evidence of that happening ever. But no, thank you guys for having us, Mrs. Grimm, Mr. Howell. This is really a nice improvement, I have to say, from years past. And it was always a fun thing, but this is very professional and welcoming, so I appreciate that. Congratulations to all the athletes here as well. No matter what sport you're playing at the next level, you are in the significant minority of high school athletes that go on to do bigger and better things in college, in addition to the great majors and lives that you guys are going to lead. So sports just teaches you so many things as far as time management and responsibility and things like that. So congratulations to everyone here, and good luck to everyone in your futures. My pleasure to talk about 5 athletes here, and I'll probably briefly mention a couple other ones as well. They're going to be playing baseball in college, and thankfully we still have a season still to go, and hopefully we can end on the mountaintop. But I'm proud to introduce you guys and still be able to interact with you on a daily basis here on the baseball field. Starting off with, I'll go in alphabetical order here. We'll start with Noah Lejeune. Noah will be attending Seton Hill University, one of the best Division II baseball schools in the nation, consistently qualifying for the regional and College World Series at the Division II level. So really significant achievement that Noah was able to earn placement on their team. He's going to study exercise science in addition to playing baseball at Seton Hill. I have to keep it short. I could say a lot of good things about Noah. He's one of the greatest humans that I've had the pleasure of interacting with on the baseball diamond, but also what he does, helping how he interacts with students with disabilities when we have them at our games and we go to camps and play wiffle ball with them. He's just really a special guy, but he's also a pretty darn good baseball player. Earned first team all section this year as our DH, but also plays a really good infield, first base, third base, and can catch a little bit as well. Second on our team in average this year with 422, with 19 RBIs and over a 500 on base percentage. So when you're getting on base over half the time, that obviously really helps the team and has been probably our most consistent and clutch hitter all year long. So thank you, Noah Lejeune. Next up here is Dylan Paul. Dylan is one of our top 2 arms to start the year this year. He'll be heading to Gannon University to study environmental science. So obviously you've been inspired by our teachers here at this high school to graduate or to major in that at Gannon. Gannon's another Division II baseball school, really talented team and an exciting coaching staff. I think they're going to be trending upward here, and Dylan will absolutely be helping them do that. Before having some arm issues, which he's back from now, and really happy to be able to use him again. He has a 2.7 ERA, which is obviously extremely good and gives the team a chance to win anytime he's out on the diamond. He averages about a strikeout per inning, which is great as well. And also in our playoff run last year, he was one of our most clutch and dependable hitters, hit over 400 for us in the playoffs last year. So offensively and on the mound, he's a big help for the team. He'll be focusing on pitching for Gannon, but I think they'll see you take BP and maybe have you take a couple swings for them as well. So thank you for everything you've done for us, Dylan, and still more moving forward. Next up, we have Dylan Schumacher. Dylan will be attending IUP to major in business, and IUP is again one of the top Division II baseball schools, not only in the PSAC but also in the nation. They, especially under the new head coach over there, they've had some of the greatest improvement in wins in NCAA history over the last 3 years, and made it to the College World Series, I believe, for the first time in their history last year, and almost did it again this year. So really exciting team that he's going to be joining, and he's going to really help boost their pitching staff and also their whole team team chemistry, because he is a guy that brings the whole team together and can bring the intensity, and when there's any competition going on, you're going to hear him chirping and keeping the juices flowing in the team. He's been our ace all year this year. His record is 5-1. He has a 1.49 ERA and averages a little bit over a strikeout per inning. So again, he's done a lot to help us this year and moving forward on and off the field. He's a major contributor to our baseball team. Also earned first team all section honors as a pitcher. So congratulations to Dylan, and good luck to you in your future as well. Next up, Ryan Walsh. Ryan Walsh will be attending Virginia Tech to major in exercise and health science. Virginia Tech, obviously a Division I major baseball school. It's a great achievement to play any type of college baseball, but to be able to play in the ACC at Virginia Tech really shows you the body of work that Ryan has put in so far in his high school career. But what maybe doesn't show up on the field is how much time he spends on his body and his mind in preparing to pitch in between starts. And there's not too many players that I've ever had, probably maybe none, that spend as much time before games and in between games to do everything he can to prepare himself physically to handle the rigors of pitching, which is obviously very physically demanding. Unfortunately, has not pitched for us this year, but he did hit for us a little bit at the beginning of the season, and in our exciting come from behind win at Upper St. Clair, hit the go-ahead home run in extra innings to help us defeat Upper St. Clair, and actually one of his last at bats of his high school career. So what a great way to end a great career. Ryan has basically been a coach for us this year, and also just is one of our team captains and a great human being. We're really fortunate to have him here, and I know he's going to help Virginia Tech right away, both on the field and off the field. When they see how he works, he's going to be a great example for the rest of the team, freshmen through seniors, of how to handle yourself and how to take care of your business to make sure that you maximize your opportunity to be successful on the field. So thank you, Mr. Walsh. And he's not here today, but Owen White is also going to be attending Allegheny to major in data science, and we'll be playing baseball and pitch for them as well. Before I finish here, just want to throw a quick shout out to two other guys, Jack Bruckner and Ryan Petrus, who are also on the baseball team and will be playing football in college. And I'm sure you'll have have a great future ahead of you too. But also we got some work to do in the present. So thank you everyone again for being here, and congratulations to these great athletes.
Next up, we are going to recognize our girls basketball players. Coach Steve Norman, he couldn't be here with us today, but he did send a video tribute to both of his athletes. So Sadie Ori and Ellis Battis, if you both want to come up here. I don't think he's going to introduce you in the video the same way Coach Zender did. So we'll bring you up to the front first, and then we'll let Coach Steve say a few words.
Sadie and Ella, sorry that I can't be there in person. I want to tell you that from day one when I took the job at Bethel Park, the two of you were such a big and important part of what I envisioned success to look like. And I can say after 2 years with you, I wish that we had more time. Sadie, first, congratulations. WPI is so lucky to have you. Can't wait to see all the great things that you will do there. I want to thank you for fearlessly attacking the hoop, being absolutely automatic from the free throw line for us. And consistently helping our team get set up in offense, breaking pressure, and just being a fantastic leader for our group. Ella, can't wait to watch you at Frostburg, whether it was helping us beat pressure, whether it was consistently averaging a double-double and holding it down on rebounds, or honestly whatever we needed from you, as little as something as running youth camp for us. Thank you, appreciate you, and our program would not be the same without you. Wish you both the best of luck. Please feel free to come back when you are back for holidays, and we'll miss you guys. Thanks.
My apologies there too. Oversight that I didn't introduce where they were going to school. So Sadie will be attending WPI, and as Coach mentioned, Ella will be going to Frostburg State for basketball. Next up, we have our cheerleaders are going to come up. Again, Coach Kirchner could not be here today, so I will recognize you and then let her video play. We'll start with Alyssa Saletti, if you want to come up, I know you're not going for cheer, but this is the category you best fit in. So Alyssa's going to be attending the University of Louisville for dance. Made their dance team through a very competitive process, so congratulations to her. Abby Farrell, who's going to be attending the University of Pitt Johnstown. And Shayla Miller, who's going to be going to Long Island University. So there are cheerleaders and a few words from Coach Kirchner.
Hi everyone, my name is Carly Kirchner and I'm the cheerleading coach. First off, I just want to say congratulations to all of you here today. What an accomplishment it is to continue your athletic careers at the collegiate level. I'm sorry that I cannot be with you in person today, but I wanted to shout out some pretty awesome kids. To my 3 cheerleaders continuing on, proud is an understatement. I love nothing more than to see athletes continue in something you love at the next level. Alyssa, I know you are not continuing your cheer career, but I have known since day one that dance is your passion and you are amazing. I have loved watching you follow your dancing dreams and helping the cheerleaders with their dancing skills. You are strong, resilient, and kind, and I can't wait to watch you shine at the next level. The University of Louisville is getting an extremely talented individual, and I could not be more proud of you. Abby, Pitt Johnstown is getting a special person in cheerleader. Your spirit and strength shines through in everything that you do. Your dedication to this sport is inspiring, and I know that your new teammates will look up to you just like they did with you as a captain here at BP. I cannot wait to continue to cheer you on from the sidelines. Go Pitt! Chayla, your passion for this sport is admirable. You are fierce in everything that you do, and I know you will continue to push yourself to your fullest capacity. Thank you for being a wonderful leader and captain to your teammates. Thank you also for helping me get acclimated when I was new and welcoming me with open arms. Long Island University is lucky to be getting one of the best. I am so extremely proud of you.
Next up, we have Coach Phil Pekich here in person to introduce his football players.
Congratulations to all the student athletes that sit here today. Today is about all the journey that you've had throughout the course of your time as a student athlete at Bethel Park in previous and rec sports. The one thing that I'm going to talk to you about here before I introduce my athletes is as you transition the next chapter of your life as a student athlete in college, it will never be about the wins and losses. It will always be about the memories that you make in the locker room, in the dorm room, as a student, okay, and the people that you get to interact with and network with on a daily basis. I get the privilege to announce 5 of our student athletes here that are going to play college football and impacted our program for the last 4 years. First off is Jack Bruckner going to Carnegie Mellon. The next one is not in attendance with us here today, but Javon Moore is heading to Robert Morris University. The next one is making up a test right now, is Clancy Ori, who is headed to the Naval Academy. Next is Ryan Petrus, who is heading to Duquesne. And last is Tanner Pfeiffer, who's heading to Frostburg State. All of these 5 young student athletes have impacted our program, our student body, and our community throughout the course of the last 4 years. A ton of accomplishments on the field, but they embody what our program and our school district here in the athletic department is about. Right now, I want you guys to introduce yourself as far as majors and tell them what you're majoring in.
I'm Jack, and I'm going to Carnegie Mellon. I'm studying business. I'm Ryan Petrus. I'm going to Duquesne. I'm studying business.
I'm Tanner. I'm going to Frostburg State. I'm doing sustainability, construction management with a minor in finance.
All right, thank you.
All right, next up, Coach Trisilla with our boys golfer, singular.
Hello, everybody. I first want to start off by thanking our athletic administration for setting this up, our administration for being here, the other coaches of all the other sports for being here, and all of the student athletes in attendance today. I see a lot of familiar faces, and I know that Bethel Park is going to be very well represented in this college athlete space moving forward. So good luck to everyone going forward. And I'm up here today with the honor to introduce Gianni Esposito, Gino as he's known on the course. Gino will be attending Westminster College, future Titan. He'll be joining a fellow Bethel alum, John Haddix, on the squad. Over my last 3 years of being Gianni's coach, I can't thank him enough for being a great representative of not just our program, but the sport of golf in general. Gianni was always one to jump in with a younger group of kids to help kids learn the ropes. We had some young guys who needed help. Their parents actually reached out to me if there was anyone who would be willing to show their guys around the course, some of our younger golfers, and he was always one to be first to volunteer, first to step up, because he's just a nice, kind young man and a great individual. And although I do give him a hard time almost on a regular basis, sometimes well-deserved, it is honestly an honor to have known this young man. I wish him nothing but the best of luck in the future. One more time for Gianni Esposito.
All right, sticking with golf, we're going to bring up Coach Craig Line, who is our head girls golf coach.
Okay. I'd like to thank Laura and Tom for putting everything together. It's been a great afternoon so far. And I want to start by congratulating our seniors. I've had the privilege of teaching many of you in the classroom. If not, we've probably crossed paths in the hallway or maybe even down at the Bean and Berry when I was getting my gourmet bagel. But so I want to call up, well, first of all, I know that you guys are going to be successful as well. I'm looking forward to seeing where your college career paths are going to take you here. So I'd like to call up Allie Wooling, our girls golfer. So I met Allie when she was a freshman. I was filling in a match for Tricks, and it was then that I really recognized Allie's passion for the game of golf. As I switched over the last couple of seasons to coaching the girls, I had the privilege of coaching Allie over the last 2 seasons. She's a 4-year letter recipient and a 2-year co-captain. Next year, she's attending Waynesburg. Once again, what's your major next year?
Athletic communications and
All right. Allie, I'm very confident that you're going to be successful. You're going to continue your strong work ethic. You're going to work hard to be a leader, and you're going to do very well on and off the golf course.
All right, next up, we are going to introduce Nate DeSori for boys lacrosse. Unfortunately, Coach Lewis could not be here today, but he also sent a video submission. Nate is going to be attending Marietta College next year to continue his lacrosse career.
Hi everyone, Luke Lewis, boys lacrosse coach. Sorry I can't be there with you all today. However, I do want to give a big congratulations to all of you seniors who are deciding to take your talents to the next level. Playing college athletics is no small feat. It takes grit, commitment, and a whole lot of hours behind the scenes. You've all earned it. I was fortunate enough to play Division II lacrosse myself, so I can tell you firsthand, it truly shaped who I am today and how I approach coaching. The friendships, the discipline, the experiences, it all left a lasting mark. You're about to start something really special. Speaking of special, our senior class for boys lacrosse this year was absolutely tremendous. It was a group of leaders who set the tone every day and made the season one to remember for us. And among them, we're lucky enough to have one of them heading to the next level, Nate DeSori, who will be playing at Marietta College. That's a place that's already familiar with Bethel Park lacrosse players, thanks to Nate Neal, Zach Radcliffe, and Logan Pogorski. Nate is following some strong footsteps, and I know he's going to add to that legacy. Over the past 4 seasons, Nate has worn just about every hat possible for our program, no matter the role. He showed up, gave everything, and brought others along with him. His maturity, dedication, and leadership, especially with our underclassmen, have left a huge impact on our program. He's the kind of teammate every coach hopes for and every player looks up to. Nate, I couldn't be more proud of you. I couldn't be more proud of the man you become, and I know you're going to thrive at Marietta. Keep pushing, keep growing, and enjoy every second of what's ahead. And for the rest of you seniors, I wish you all the best, and congratulations again.
All right, next up, we're going to head to soccer and bring up Coach Rob Hewler, who is our head girls soccer coach.
Hello. As Laura said, I'm Rob Hewler, the girls soccer coach here at Bethel Park. Listening to Laura speak at the beginning, she talked about this being the 16th year. I was maybe one of the first ones here. I graduated from Bethel, played soccer in college, and after speaking with a lot of different coaches in the section, I want to say that Bethel is maybe the only one that does something like this. Not a whole lot of other schools provide this, and to see that they've done it 16 years in a row, I think is very special. And I think it's a great opportunity for you guys to not only get to talk to athletes, but to hear from your coaches and hear them kind of talk about you. So really, I guess, Bethel Park's a very special place, and as an alumni myself, very happy to speak at this. These next 3 girls here we have going Division I soccer, which is, again, very special. In the 8 years I've been here, and probably the 5 years before, I don't think we've ever had 3 Division I players in one recruiting class. All 4-year starters, barring a couple, injuries here and there. Won their first playoff game in probably 12, 13 years. This senior class has leadership, they have ability, they have hard work. I think they really have it all, and you can see by their commitment to the sport and academics, that kind of shows in where they're attending. So I'll break it down here one by one. Freya Blatz. She will be going to play keeper in college. Just a couple highlights about them. Freya, throughout the whole season, was our rock in the back. I think really emphasized by our last playoff game against South Fayette. A team that ended up winning the Whitfield title, and we ended up losing to in overtime. But she kept us in that game. Free kicks, breakaways, everything. She was just on point and ready to deliver. So thank you for that. Next one is Kiara Mahalko. She played central mid for us. Again, another 4-year starter. What I kind of like to consider a center mid is kind of like the quarterback in soccer. They are the ones that can distribute the ball. You give them the ball, and they set the pace of the game, the tone of the game, and she was just such a good leader for us in the middle. Through the season, she ended up getting a gash in her head that she had to sit out, a couple months for, just begging to get back. And finally, we were able to get her back for our last playoff game, and that was super special to have her be able to play in that last game. Not supposed to head the ball, but still on the field, sacrificing her body for the team, putting everything else aside. And lastly is Grace Ferenczi. She played forward for us, our leading goal scorer, just an unbelievable talent up top. Give her the ball and watch what she can do with it. Again, another emphasis with her playing our first round playoff game against TJ. She had her overtime winner, and it is just unbelievable to be a part of that, and one of my favorite coaching experiences. So again, just a very, very good player on the ball and can score from very, very difficult situations. So why don't you guys say where you're going to school and what you're studying?
I'm going to University of Akron. I'm studying marketing. I'm going to Mercyhurst University. I'm studying cybersecurity. I'm going to Duke and I'm studying business.
And there's your Bethel Park girls commits.
All right, staying with soccer, Coach Doug Fink is going to be next on the boys' side.
Hey, nice to see a lot of familiar faces in here, whether I taught you in the classroom or out on the athletic field. But why don't you come up, Jackson? I'll have you come up first there. I do want to congratulate Nate DeSori, too, because he was part of the boys soccer team as well. And for Nate, unfortunately, pretty much missed our whole fall season coming back from a nasty accident. But I think through lacrosse, I mean, everything that was well-spoken from your coach as well, always part of the team, too. So I just want to congratulate you as well. But for Jackson, I definitely want to congratulate Jackson on continuing his athletic career at Westminster. Next year, he'll be participating, which, I mean, I was blown away. Not only do I know him through soccer, and then I've seen him run a little bit through track, and I'll say, man, that kid's fast. But he'll be participating in both soccer and track next year at Westminster. And to me, that's an unbelievable feat. Like, when I was growing up, one of my favorite athletes was Bo Jackson. And we got a lot of youngsters in here, but Bo Jackson played in the NFL and MLB. And to have someone like that, two-sport athlete, and to kind of dominate at both sports is incredible. So this past fall, Jackson, for our team, he was one of our most instrumental leaders, captaining our squad to the WPIAL playoff semifinals. He was named an all-section player, an all-WPIAL player, and Jackson was our lone representative from our team to play in the WPIAL Senior All-Star game. So, I mean, God blesses us with all different kind of talents. For Jackson, speed, strength, intelligence, he will undoubtedly be missed in our starting 11 next year. So I do wish you the very best in the future. We are very proud of your accomplishments. We know you'll continue to do great things at Westminster, and you're always welcome back on the Bethel Park sideline. So we use the phrase, you'll never walk alone. You know, once part of the Hawks, always part of the Hawks. So congratulations, Jackson.
All right, next up we have Coach Nicole Davis for our softball team. She is a teacher during the school day, so she can only stay here briefly. She was here earlier but had to go back to class. She did send a video so that Audrey was able to be recognized. We have Audrey Campbell, who will be continuing her softball career next year.
Hi, I'm Nicole Davis. I'm the softball coach. I've had the opportunity to coach Audrey for the past 2 years. Both of those years, Audrey has been my starting shortstop and my number 2 batter. Audrey is the perfect example of leading by example. Although she is very quiet, she is constantly and relentlessly working to improve herself on and off the field. From her junior year to this past year, Audrey's season batting average went from a 145 to a 403, and her on-base percentage went from a 274 to a 468. She also ended the season with 21 singles, 4 doubles, 4 triples, 2 home runs, one of which was a legitimate inside the park one with her speed, 15 RBIs, and 6 stolen bases. And she was voted by her teammates as one of our team captains. I've loved every minute of being able to coach a shy, timid girl to become a confident, composed, and determined athlete. Audrey will be so greatly missed on and off the field, but I know she will be successful in everything she chooses to pursue. I'm so proud of you, Audrey. Thank you for letting me be a part of this chapter of your life. Thank you.
Next up, we have Coach Kathy Strock with us, who is going to speak on behalf of our female and male swim programs.
Hi, everyone. Whoops. First, I'd like to thank Laura and Tom for putting this together. It's awesome. It's a great way to recognize all the student athletes. It is a big feat to play your sport in college and beyond, and I really congratulate all of you. I am going to be talking about 3 swimmers today. One's not here with us. But I feel like swimming is a little different than other sports since the club and the varsity teams really mesh together. I swam at Bethel Park myself and have been coaching for the past 27 years, so I'm lucky to get to watch these athletes grow into the dedicated and driven individuals they are today. We are truly a family, and I will always be their coach throughout life. Our first swimmer is Addie Gerganis. We were so lucky to get Addie to move to Bethel Park her sophomore year, and she became part of our swimming family. She's a great representative of a student athlete, being a leader both in and out of the pool. She is a part of DECA, where she has organized our team into many volunteer works, especially at SHIM this past season. She's also a member of the cheerleading team, so managing 2 sports in the year is a tough feat too, and she managed to work both of them really well. She was a part of the Whitfield team the last 2 years, and this past season she was one of our team's captains, leading the girls team whether it be at practices, dual meet, championship meets, or team functions. She's an awesome relay swimmer, which shows her character to stand alongside her teammates and cheer them on, as well as herself. She was also a 3-year letter varsity winner. She will be attending IUP, majoring in psychology, right? And I know the next part of her swimming journey has just begun. They are really lucky to have her. Congratulations, Addie. Next, Callie Edner is also going to IUP. She is not here with us today, but I congratulate her for everything she has accomplished as well. Next, I'm going to bring up Trent Powell. So technically, even though we all work together, I'm the girls' head coach, and Coach Jeff couldn't be here today, but he sent me something to say on behalf of Trent. Today, we have an incredible honor of recognizing someone who has truly made waves, both literally and figuratively, over the last 4 years. Let's take a moment to congratulate Trent as he takes the next big step in his journey, competing at IUP. Trent's story is one of relentless dedication, passion, and leadership. Over his 4 years at Bethel Park, he has not only broken records, literally becoming a school record holder, but he has also become a cornerstone of the team's identity. With multiple top 8 finishes at Whitfields, a spot at a state finalist, and a well-earned role of team captain, Trent has led by example, both in and out of the pool. What sets Trent apart isn't just his speed through the water, it's the fire in his heart. He brings an unmatched intensity to every practice, every meet, and every moment with his teammates. Whether he was anchoring a relay or cheering from the deck, Trent made it clear that his team is his family, and he was all in. His hard work, grit, and unshakable passion have paid off, earning him a spot to swim the next level, a dream realized that one he's chased with everything he's had. Trent, your Bethel Park family is so proud of you. We know your journey is just beginning, and we can't wait to see what you can do at IUP. Like I was saying before, I've only known Addie for a few years, but I've also known Trent since, I've been coaching him since he was 8 years old. So it's nice to see these kids grow up and become awesome individuals, and I wish them all the luck in the world, and we are really going to miss you. Thank you.
All right, next up we have Coach Scott Steranko, who also doubles as our middle school athletic director as well, so some of you might remember that he was serving in that capacity when you were down at IMS. Scott's going to speak on behalf of our track and field athletes.
All right, thank you for attending, administrators, and I've been here over 2 decades coaching, and I know that the parents and administrators are second to none when it comes to helping out the kids. So you guys are very blessed to be a part of this community. They really care for you kids. So I know from experience what I've seen over the years. And when I talked about some of the things at the last signing day just recently, it takes a lot of hard work and dedication to get where you're at, because you can see how many kids are in the room. There's only 32 you left. And when you started, there was only, 200-300 kids would come into IMS cafeteria throughout the year of all the different sports. But you see the dedication and hard work, what it takes. You have to have good grades. You have to listen in the classroom, you have to listen to your coaches, you have to listen to your teachers and administrators. And that character development that you developed over the years got you to the next level. Congratulations to all of you. I was looking on the list here. There's 11 of you I've coached in here. So it's been a blessing and a privilege to coach all you kids. So I'm very proud of all of you. So I'm going to talk about our next two athletes. Jackson Friday, he is an amazing athlete. Not only did he do soccer and track, he also was a kicker on the football team. So he's actually a 4-season athlete his senior year. That's an incredible feat. He's also a school record holder in the 60 hurdles and indoor. His 4x4, he was the lead guy. He's the rock of our relays, and they qualified for the national championship. So amongst our staff, he is called the Bo Jackson, as Coach and I have talked about. And then there's Kiera. She had some injuries along the way, but Kiera Griffiths, she fought through her injuries, and she got her dream. She's going to go throw javelin. And I would think one of the best throwing coaches in the country. He takes his kids to the national championship every year, so she's going to go to a great program as well. So why don't you kids come on up now? And now, rumor has it, I heard at the state championship that we're going to have another dual sport athlete besides Jackson at the college level. Sadie might be running in college as well, but besides playing basketball. So I know that her mom was telling me about the track coaches contacted her at her college as well. So she's a ball full of energy. She's a great athlete in both sports, and she's also been on a team that's qualified for the national championship on the relay. So wish her the best as well. Okay. So give it up.
All right, and last but not least, Coach Tyler Nauman was the head coach of our wrestling program. He couldn't be here today, but he did submit a video. So we are going to round out our last several athletes from the wrestling team. Going down here in alphabetical order, first we have Michael Gibson. Mike, you want to come up? Mike's going to be attending Seton Hill University next year. Next up, we have Ethan Higgins, who will also be attending Seton Hill. We have Seth Miller, who's going to be going to Ohio Northern University. Jaden Pallenbein, who's going to be attending King University. And lastly, Aiden Stout, who is also going to be going to Seton Hill University.
Just want to talk a little bit about our senior wrestlers. I want to talk about them as a group first. This group, for the last 3 years, has put in a tremendous amount of work, leading them to the opportunities they have coming up here to go to the individual universities that they're each going to. So it's all credit to them, the dedication they put towards their sport, towards the Bethel program, and to just getting better at their craft. And that includes school, so on and off the mat. We as a Bethel staff, very, very proud of them and all of this work. I don't know if this many people from a wrestling class have ever moved on to the next level. So that says a lot about them and their group together. So that's pretty much what I have to say about each and every one of them. I could talk individually, but it's all going to be the same. It's about the hard work and the dedication, and each one of them have that. So congratulations to Michael Gibson, Ethan Higgins, Aiden Stout going to Seton Hill. Congratulations to Seth Miller going to Ohio Northern, and congratulations to Jaden Pallenbein going to King University. Keep up the hard work. We are excited to see what they can do respectively at each of these awesome schools and wrestling programs. Great job, guys.
All right, well, that was good to end things on a little bit of a lighter level note there. Thank you to Coach Nauman for being so dedicated that he came to us from the airport. That was we're very thankful. Next up, I'm going to turn the program over to Mr. Howell. He is going to do the feature piece of today's event. Again, as senior athletes, you usually only experience this event once, but for the coaches in the room, the administrators in the room, you know that in the past, we've asked one alumni to come and speak and address the group, and this year we're going to try something different. We have a new format to this event, and we are going to bring up a panel of distinguished alumni who have succeeded beyond Bethel Park and have taken their athletic careers to the next level and really surpassed probably their own expectations, but are succeeding at the highest level, and they are examples of what we want to see you aspire to be in the years to come. So I'm going to let Mr. Howell take it from here, but as student athletes, really take advantage of this. These athletes, they walked in your shoes, they literally sat in your seats, and now they're going to do great things after they left here. So great opportunity to learn and take their experience and their wisdom. Tom?
All right. Hopefully we get a taller mic here, or I'll just kneel a little bit. Thank you all for being here. First and foremost, I just want to congratulate the class of 2025. I've only been here for 2 years, so I haven't seen the full length of 4, but I really feel that this class was built on leadership, the experience you guys have had, and then the multiple accomplishments that we've seen over the years. I know Mrs. Grimm had talked earlier about the statistics. We have 32 athletes this year that will be competing at the next level. From an athletic director's perspective, that's a dream to see that type of participation. We have 9 at the Division I level, 14 at Division II, and another 9 at Division III. I also want this to kind of stick with you guys as well. I was actually at a first team all section banquet this past week for our baseball team. I see some of our guys in here, so congratulations on that. But one of the athletic directors said there that to all of the kids there that you are not here by accident. All of you guys put in the work, put in the time, whether it was in the classroom, outside the classroom, whatever it may be. So this is not a fluke. You guys really earned it, and congratulations on that. Now I'm going to introduce our alumni here. So first up, Tommy Dorenzo, basketball player at Penn State Barron. Tommy, come up. Yep. All right. All right. Next, Sandra Soltes, Pitt softball. Next, we have Nate Neal, Marietta College, lacrosse. And last but not least, Lily Gaston, Johns Hopkins University, soccer. All right, guys, if you just want to take your seats where your nameplates are, that'd be great. So for the next 20 minutes or so, we are just going to have a Q&A session. So if anybody has any questions out in the crowd for our athletes here, again, they were once in your same shoes just recently ago, so don't be shy, don't be nervous. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. We'll just open it up right now and just raise your hand and I'll call on everybody individually. Who wants to be the first? None? All right, I'll start us off. What would you guys say was the biggest adjustment you faced when moving from high school to college sports? All of you guys, if you'd like. Yep.
Yeah, so I think first off, it's probably just the time commitment required. So obviously you have practice, and then you want to get in the gym, extra work, team lifts, stretching, rehab, and then you have schoolwork on top of it. So altogether, it's just a lot of big time commitment, and you just gotta really use your time management skills or develop those to kind of make sure you get everything done on a daily basis that you need to put forth to be the best you can be on and off the field or court, whatever you play.
I would just add to that, I think that's a really great adjustment, and definitely one I went through.
you have to structure your own time a lot more in high school. In high school, you have to, go to class and the bell rings and you get up and you go to your next class. And when you get to college, you're living on your own for the first time. And so in addition to having your athletic schedule, you're balancing that with your academic schedule and you're structuring your own time a lot more. And you know how to do it because you've learned all the time management skills, but you get the chance to really put them to use and decide what you're going to prioritize, and that's really special.
Yeah, to kind of echo what they both just said, it's all time management when you're a freshman. Just kind of getting used to what works for you. Academically, it's a big wake-up call. It especially just depends on what school you go to. A lot of smaller schools, they just require a lot in the classroom. Bigger schools, you'll find that you can kind of just be a number in a classroom. But again, it all depends on where you're going. But I definitely say time management's a huge thing that you just learn how to take care of. It also depends on what your priorities are. If you go to college to be an athlete, it depends on if you want to be a great athlete or if you just want to be another guy on the team or girl or on the court. It all just depends on what you want to do with it. But I definitely say time management's a huge thing that you learn to be great with.
Yeah, I think for me, a lot of it was like getting your priorities straight. Like in the ACC, ironically enough, you're kind of more of an athlete than you are a student because you have classes or you have practice more for like 5 hours in the morning and then you go to class. So I think trying to understanding like where my priorities should be between class, practice, and then social life, and how to kind of prioritize that along with like setting on weekends, even whenever like you travel or you go to games and everything. So I think time management and getting your priorities right was a big one.
Great. Anybody have any questions? I don't want to call on people, but Trent?
I would say, what's the best part of being like a college athlete or like being on a college team?
I would say just relationships and the people you get to meet. So obviously you guys all grew up together from the same community and everything, but if you're in a college, you got guys from, we have guys from Western New York, Ohio, it's just all over the place. I'm sure they can say the same. You just meet and have access to just get to know a lot of different people, and the relationships you build is kind of, I think, what makes it special. Obviously, wins and losses are, wins are great and losses stink, but I think the relationships and the people, you come across is kind of what makes it special. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'll just echo that. My team is my family. We even have international students who, see their parents once or twice their whole college career, and so I think having a group of people that spans all classes when you show up to school for the first time, you get all of their experience, you get all of their advice, and just to take advantage of that, because it feels like one of the maybe last times in your life where you walk into a room and you have 20, 30 people who are always going to have your back no matter what, and so that's the best part, and definitely take advantage of those relationships.
Yeah, I definitely say it's the relationships part of it. Again, it's all priorities as to what you want out of college sports. Some people just go in just kind of wanting to be involved in something. Other people want to really take it to the next step and succeed at a different level. But for me, it was always about the relationships I found, whether that's coaches, people on campus, teammates I had. But yeah, it is all just depends on what you want to make out of it.
I think a lot of it for me is actually the traveling aspect of it. In the ACC, you get to travel a lot of really neat places, and especially in preseason, you travel for 6 weeks straight. So we got to go to California and Miami and Tampa and all these different places right in the beginning of February. So that's always a lot of fun, and then your coaches take you on nice little trips and adventures and stuff. And I think that's another big thing, too, is just the experiences you get from just being a college athlete. Obviously, you have the relationships, but you get to do a lot of really cool things whenever you're in college playing your sport.
All right, awesome, guys. Anyone else? Anyone want to break the ice? Ryan, go ahead.
What made you pick these 4 colleges?
Yeah, so kind of narrowed it down to 2 schools, but kind of why I picked Barron. I just really liked our coach. Our coach has been at Barron for like 30, 35 years, so might be biased, but I think he's probably one of the better coaches in the country. So I think if you talk to anyone at D3 basketball level, they'll say the same thing. So just kind of getting the chance to be around him every day was one big reason. And then academically, Penn State Barron, it's a good school, beautiful campus. So I know there's a lot of other good things outside of basketball too. I knew kind of felt like if something happened with basketball, I'd still be happy going there. And I think that was a big thing too, like picking a school where if you take basketball out of the equation, I'd still be happy there. And that's another big reason why I picked Barron.
I could say a lot about this. I think one big reason for me is I was really lucky to play for Rob, and Rob played at Hopkins, so I got a super awesome insider view to it. But I really wanted to balance the school I wanted academically with the school I wanted soccer-wise. You know, Hopkins is a really hard school, but I'm really grateful for that. And so I chose it for kind of the balance of both of those things.
My decision was made more on like where I felt it was comfortable at. Just being on campus, like I did an overnight visit with Seton Hill and then Marietta. It basically was where I just saw myself in the future, I guess. It does depend on a lot, like the coaches that I had at Marietta, I loved them. They changed my life forever. I'm going to go on to coach because of them. I definitely say coaching is a huge thing, but definitely getting to know who the guys are on your team before getting there. I think that was a huge part of it, was just kind of knowing what I'm setting myself up for, who I'm surrounding myself with whenever I got there.
Back in 6th grade, my travel ball head coach, his daughter played for Pitt, so I kind of got to see a lot of like the insider views of being a college athlete. And I kind of knew like, oh, Pitt was this like a really great school and everything, but it wasn't a done deal until I started playing travel ball and my pitcher was actually committed, and I got to know like the coaches and everything. And the ACC and the SEC are the top two conferences in college softball, so the ACC is very competitive, so I knew that was always a big thing. And then obviously academics at Pitt is great. And then not even that, just like the networking you can do through Pitt as well is huge for even after college.
Great. Anyone else? Tanner?
How important is recovery time in college compared to high school?
I'm also just going to jump in here. I'm going to repeat the question just so our parents can hear it as well. But Tanner asked, how important is recovery between high school and college?
Yeah, so I think I think everyone up here all kind of been banged up and hurt at some point, so especially in the last 4 or 5 years. So I think it's very important. I think it's something I would kind of stress to you guys to kind of take advantage of recovering. I think that's something I probably learned the hard way one or two times. So from high school to college, it's a lot more physically demanding. So I think just taking the time to recover, spend a lot of time in the training room, like with recovery, rehab, stuff like that. It's important. That's something I kind of taken advantage of the last 2-3 years, which I probably should have been doing from the beginning. So just really, you need to take care of your body to play. And if you can't, if your body's banged up, you're not going to play. So it's really just taking advantage of recovery and, hydrating, eating right, and stuff like that to make sure you can compete at the level you want to.
I mean, you pretty much nailed it. Get to know your athletic trainer. They can be a really great advocate for you, especially if you ever need them. That would be my biggest piece of advice as far as recovery goes, is take advantage of not just your coaching staff, but all of the other supports your athletic department has for you.
I'd say, it honestly depends on what sport you're going to be in. More contact sports, I'd say almost overemphasize it. There were so many times where I would wait until almost halfway through the season to be in the training room, and then I'd wake up one morning and I really couldn't walk around. So definitely just kind of like, even fall seasons, even in off season, just kind of learn the roots of the training room, because the trainers will be your best friend in college. Especially, it depends on how long you go for it, but as I went into my 5th year, I was in the training room for like 3 hours a day just trying to keep myself together. But that's also because I didn't take care of myself early on in my career, where freshman, sophomore, I should have been in the training room kind of getting myself taken care of. Never think you're too tough to go to the training room. That's a huge thing for college athletes. They always struggle to just be like, I got something wrong with me, I need to go get it checked out. You need to swallow your pride and just go ahead and walk in there and tell them something's wrong with you. And they usually get you taken care of pretty well.
As someone who's been injured the last 2 years, your recovery process starts from the inside out. You can't be hurt and expect to eat junk food and you're magically going to get better. And to even begin, you really shouldn't be eating things that are crazy bad for you. You do actually get more injured that way. Your body isn't getting the right nutrients it needs to build the muscles and keep them up to date. So I definitely think recovery is a lot more important through your food in high school, especially because you get older, your body gets more worn down a lot quicker. So definitely prioritize, one, the training room, but obviously what you eat as well. And I think you guys will be just fine.
Awesome. Anybody else have any questions? I have one on my sheet here, so no worries. I will. Oh, no, go ahead. So Noah asked, how is it coming back from battling an injury to Sandra?
Quite honestly, it's really humbling. I injured myself October of 2023, and I haven't been cleared since then. Started with a meniscus, and then I tore my Lisfranc, frank, and then I completely tore my labrum and had surgery back in January. So as of right now, I'm 4 months post-op. I haven't played a softball game since April of 2023. So it's hard mentally and obviously physically. I just tried running on the treadmill, and I was gassed after 2 minutes because your body is so worn down from trying to put all of its energy into your injury to recover. So it's definitely a lot, but honestly, as long as you have the right people around you and you just tell yourself, like, this is just another bump in the road, it's nothing, like, and you prioritize your health and well-being throughout the injury, it's definitely a lot easier than if you just kind of dwell on the situation. You just got to tell yourself, like, you got to make small goals whenever you're injured. Some small goals are the big goals, but yeah.
Great. Anybody else? I know we talk a lot about mental health nowadays, and I think that's very, very important, especially since you guys are going to be going places that are not your home. Like, you're not going to be home, you're not going to be with your family. I mean, you'll obviously be able to visit and things of that nature, but you know, it's a big chapter, it's a big step in the next 4 years that you're there. So I guess my question to you guys would be, what were some of the unexpected challenges, physical or mental, that you encountered in college athletics?
You want to go?
I think just like unexpected challenges, kind of what we just highlighted, injuries, like setbacks. Like, it's not going to be all, you know, everything's not going to go how you want it to go. There's going to be challenges. There's going to be things that don't go your way. So it's just kind of handling those the right way and kind of keep on getting back up after those and keep moving forward. And yeah, I mean, you're going to be tired too. Like you talked about recovery time. You're going to, you know, something you're going to wake up one morning and something's not going to feel right. So just kind of battling through those kind of ups and downs and just kind of keep getting back up and keep going to work.
Yeah, I think a really important part of college is you get to kind of define yourself as an adult for the first time. And that's a really big challenge, physically, mentally, athletically, in the classroom, all of it. And so I think just taking it one step at a time, giving yourself grace, but also like taking on challenges and pushing yourself. Opportunities, you have to be a lot more proactive and seek them out kind of across the board in college. And that's a big challenge, but the better you can get at putting yourself into uncomfortable situations, the better off you're going to be.
Can you restate the question?
Yeah, what were the unexpected challenges, physical or mental, that you encountered in college athletics?
I don't even know if necessarily unexpected, but kind of just knowing what you're signing up for. You're not signing up to play a club sport. You're signing up, it's a full-time job when you get there. I think the biggest thing was just what it kind of does to your life. And honestly, it steers you in a great direction of your social life kind of dwindles down a lot. You don't have as much of a social life, but it's more about like being a part of the team. Like, your social life is being a part of that team. You might don't get to go out as much as other students on campus, but that's just kind of the trade-off of being an athlete. And again, it rolls back to where your priorities are. I always loved the fact that I could just spend my weekend hanging out with my teammates on the field or working out, doing whatever. But it definitely is one of those trade-off things where you know what you're signing up for going into college sports.
I think the biggest thing was it's kind of like a job. Being a student athlete's a job. You may not start your very first at-bat as a freshman, and that's fine. But you have to take that as you're just competing with the person in front of you. You guys are just competitors, and it's not something that you should genuinely. Obviously, it's gonna upset you because you kind of wish you did start. But I think the biggest thing is like mentally telling yourself that like you are still supposed to be playing this sport at this level, doing all these great things. You just have to beat out the person in front of you. It's just all a competitive game. But I think the biggest thing was, like, a lot of people come in thinking that they're just going to start right away because they did a travel or they did a high school one. That's not always the case. But it's like a job. If you want to be the best, you got to beat the best, and you'll end up getting the starting position.
Great. So we have about a couple minutes left. Does anybody have any other questions? Nate, go ahead. All right. Nate just asked, what keeps you motivated during the season and out of the season?
I would say just kind of wanting to win and not wanting to win for yourself, but for your teammates. So, like personally, at our school, we hadn't won a conference championship since 2018. So that was kind of always our thing that kind of kept us motivated. We never got to that, but that's kind of the thing that got us up in the summers and things. That's what was always on our mind. So it's pretty much not doing it for yourself, but doing it for the guys next to you.
I think for me it was a little bit unique to playing a Division III sport. I think knowing that all of my teammates were showing up solely because they wanted to be there and because they wanted to play is really motivating. And so it allowed me to lean on other people when my motivation waned, and then same for them. And so I think building those relationships early on so that you can lean on each other is really important.
My motivating factor was two different things. One, it was a lot of the doubters that I had in my career, especially middle school, and then even while I was here, just people that told me I couldn't do it. It was always just those voices that kind of ring into my ear just whenever I wouldn't want to do something or want to go to a workout, and just kind of look back and think to those moments. But it was a lot for the people that I was with, the guys that I knew, what they were sacrificing to be there, and just what they were doing to kind of better the program. That always just kept me motivated through everything.
I think a lot of it is you have one overarching goal as a team. So our team this year was making it to the ACC championship. So every game was, we have to win this to make it to the championship. This is the game to get us to the championship. And that's the one, your team collectively wants one thing rather than individuals want to have a 500 batting average, this, that, and the other. If you all want one thing, it's going to be very successful, and you kind of just have to have the motivation, I'm doing this for my team, I'm not doing this for myself. And I think that's definitely what keeps the season going along a lot more fun and better.
Great. So we're going to wrap things up. Please join me in just clapping for how great this was. I just want to give a special thanks to all of our coaches that could make it and the ones that obviously sent their videos in. You guys are more a part of this than you'll ever know to shape everybody in this room, so thank you for all your hard work. Student athletes, obviously without you guys there is no athletics, so thank you for that as well. I want to thank Mets that provided us with this great lunch today. Guys, please go and take more food. We are definitely not going to eat all of that. And then I also want to just thank our setup crew, our maintenance, our custodial, everyone that had a part in making this day possible. So I hope everybody has a good rest of their day. If anyone has any questions, please let us know. We'd be happy to contact you guys with some of our alumni here. But thank you again.
What are you most excited to experience as a college athlete?
I'm excited to hang out with the team and get to meet some of the new guys and play golf with them.
Probably to live in the dorms.
Kind of the environment and just everyone, the baseball players, and just the overall atmosphere.
Who has inspired you most in your sports career?
My mom and my dance teachers.
Honestly, my mom. She always pushed me to keep going, and she never let me give up.
I'd say Coach Luke Lewis has inspired me throughout my 4 years in high school.
Probably my dad. He's just always been there for me and always be willing to do whatever it takes to get me better.
Probably my brother, because he just works so hard every day, and watching him get all these Division I offers and the amount of work he's put in, he's probably really inspired me the most.
And if you could give advice to younger classmen who want to play college, what would it be?
The recruitment process is a long and stressful time, so don't give up and just trust the process.
I would say keep working towards your goal and you can do it.
I would tell them to keep working hard and always be a good teammate.
I would say just work your hardest, try your best, and the good things will come.
Enjoy high school, it's fun and it goes by real fast.
Just have fun, make memories, and live the full experience.
Work hard, make sure you have good grades, and definitely enjoy it because it goes really fast.
Okay, thanks and good luck.
Thank you.